Good morning and welcome to Saratoga Springs. This is another one in our resort tour series. We're going to be showing you basically what you're going to be getting here. We're going to explore the amenities, including arcades, pools, activities, and then we're also going to be seeing dining options and just shopping in general. So come on in and experience it with us. Well, to start off right away, we are here at the front entrance. If you actually look right in front of us here, this is going to be where your bus will drop you off, or if you have a rental car you drove, this is where you'll pull up for check-in. And then I believe this is just like a convention hall. It says performance center hall. I'm not for sure what it's for, but right off to our side here is going to be where you will find check-in. So right here we do have check-in. It's a pretty big hall area. Not a huge check-in, but it does have some nice seating and some nice murals. If you couldn't tell, this is going to be a Victorian-themed hotel. Obviously, with the name, if you don't know, Saratoga Springs was a very famous place to go. Though it was famous for its spas and horse racing. So you're going to see a lot of that, including the Victorian architecture in here. But you're going to see nods to both the spa side, and you're going to see a lot of nods to the horse racing side with the pools and just some general stuff in here. Before we head off to the side here, you do have restrooms. Then we're actually going to come to our main dining location and our little shop here. So this is actually the first time I've ever explored this resort. There is still a couple here at Disney that I've just never really made my way to, and this is one of them. So I'm very interested to do a full walk around. I did a quick little walk around without you guys just so I could, get the lay of the land. But they do have some exclusive merch, very kind of golf forward. I forgot to mention that. This is a big golfing resort. One of the reasons it seems like you would want to stay here is just because they have a whole golf course here that you can rent golf carts and clubs and everything, and you can go golfing. So if that's something that interests you, this is one of the resorts that offers that. But they're going to have your generic Disney resort merch. They're going to have some exclusive stuff just for this resort. And then they're going to have kind of your generic yearly merch that you'll see at all the resorts here. And funny enough, right off to the side here in the same location, we do have our kind of quick service dining. This is where you're going to be coming for breakfast and even sometimes dinners. Not a bad menu. Nothing's too expensive here. But this is also quick service here at Disney World, so you know what to expect most of the time with that kind of stuff. There's also going to be some like pickup things where you can pick them up and eat quick, like cold items. There's going to be some bakery items, and then they also have some frozen items because this resort seems to be pretty heavy on family feel, and the rooms reflect that with most of them having seemingly full kitchens. So they're going to kind of have stuff for you to be able to just take back to your hotel room and just make there so you can just have dinner back at your place. I will always say though, if you can, try to make your way to a Walmart or a Target near here instead of buying it here. It's going to be substantially more expensive at the resort. So if you can help it, try to go, outside of the Disney World Resort. But overall, a pretty nice dining area with a pretty nice little shop. I will say one thing that surprised me with this resort right as I walked in was the pool. It is quite a large pool right here at the front. I believe they have at least 2 pools because I know I saw one more on a map. But this is going to be your main pool that is going to have a slide, obviously, and just a few different areas to hang out in. I think overall this pool looks really nice. Again, I've never been to this resort, so it's the first time seeing it. But I would say this is one of the nicer resort pools here on property, at least in my opinion. We have a nice little outdoor area right here, so we're walking along the top part of the pool. And then here, given obviously its name, we do have a spa up here. It's called Senses. Obviously, I can't go inside. It doesn't even look like it's technically open right now. It also seems like they do have a fitness center in there. Thought I would show you the map real quick. So, because it's kind of laid out a little bit weird, this resort. So this is going to be where we started, kind of in the dead center. You can kind of see there's almost a main area right here. I just thought I would mention it's kind of a weird spot. So there's one bus stop that stops over here, one here, and then one all the way down here. So there's bus stops all over the place, so you don't have to walk very far. But I thought I would just mention that they're kind of all over the place in this resort. Then it does look like we actually have 3 other pools other than this main pool. They're mostly going to be smaller side pools, so if you're wanting to go to the main pool, definitely walk all the way down here. But we're going to be trying to do all of this, and then hopefully we get to the treehouse villas, because I'm interested to see that, because I've never seen them before. But again, the rooms in this place seem to be very forward on families, with even the lower end rooms seem to be more furnished and stuff, making you feel like you're more at a home rather than a hotel. That's kind of the whole goal of this resort, it seems. Just like a lot of the resorts here at Disney, we do have an arcade, so if you're looking for something to do in the afternoon with the little ones, or, you know, this is just kind of your thing, they do have it in here right next to the pool. Actually, if you just work, that wall is right on the other side of the pool. So if you like arcades and that's something you want in a resort, just know that most of the Disney resorts have them, and this for sure has one. So as we're kind of walking away from the arcade that's right behind me, they do have some just nice outdoors areas here. It's a nice fountain, fire pit right behind it. I would say with the fire pit being there, they probably sell s'mores kits somewhere. I didn't see them up in the shop, but it could be kind of like a time thing. The fire pit right there. And you can already kind of see, just as walking along this resort, that a lot of these rooms are quite large, and obviously spaced out more. They do have a laundry place right over there if you need to do laundry while you're here. It's always nice that they include those. There's actually a DVC booth over there. You're gonna find a lot of those in this resort because, again, this is a DVC resort. You don't need to be a DVC member to stay here, but it is considered a DVC resort. So you'll see DVC signs literally littered all over the place here. Interesting enough, just like over at Boardwalk, they do have some of these like quad person bicycles that you can rent to ride around the resort. This does have a decent footprint on it, so it might be worth it if you want to see the whole resort and you just want to do something fun. That's just going to be right here at the front, right past the pool. If you kind of walk through the pool area here, I'll show you in a sec. Here's the prices. Obviously this is going to be pretty expensive. If you are just wanting a bicycle, it's only $9 for an hour, so that's definitely on the closer end of what a lot of people are willing to pay. Here's the pool right here. So this is the backside with the restaurant. That they do have a restaurant at the pool. It's going to be more of a bar though, with a pretty heavy emphasis on a bar. So if you need a drink by the pool or you just want a little snack, this restaurant right here at the edge of the pool will have it. Obviously you can see lots of buses running throughout here. So don't worry if you're staying in this resort about getting to a park or anywhere else. It'll be very easy to get to it because they run plenty of buses through here. So to just give you an idea of what we're doing here, here's the map. We're right here. This is the main pool and this is where we checked in. So we're just basically right down the walkway from the check-in that's just right up there. We're gonna be heading all the way around and we're gonna try to hit everything if possible. So we're gonna go down to Congress Park, look at the pool there, and then we're just gonna head up to the paddock and then the carousel, and then we'll try to end up at the grandstand, and then we'll end up by the treehouse villas. Another thing I wanted to mention, I know we can't quite see one, but you can actually see on the map those boat symbols along the river. Those are all to take you to Disney Springs. So it's another big reason you want to stay here is you can get to Disney Springs just from a boat, or even this is the closest one to Disney Springs, so you can actually walk over there. So that's a huge like bump in dining options for a resort because you're quite literally minutes away from Springs and they run so many boats. So super easy to get to and from Springs, and you don't have to like wait in any big lines for buses or anything and wait for a bus and stuff. Huge reason to stay here is the boats to head to Disney Springs. So as we're walking back kind of towards the first part of the resort we're going to, I just wanted to show you kind of what you'll look like seeing most of these normal rooms. So a lot of these are facilities here on the main ones or really high-end rooms. These are going to be your normal room towers. Again, as you can see, these are a lot bigger rooms with not as many balconies in between. And almost all the rooms, if not all of them, have balconies. So again, if you're looking for a higher end kind of resort situation where you can kind of easily have a family inside of a room, this seems to be a fantastic option. It's going to be a Disney Vacation Club Preview Center down this road here. Just another pull-up where, you know, you'll go and see if you want to sign up for any Disney vacation clubs and stuff like that. But we're heading to our first kind of group of hotel rooms down this way with another pool. So I'm sorry, but as I'm heading to my first group of hotels rooms here, really don't want to turn around. I totally forgot to mention the sit-down restaurant that is right behind the artist palette that we were at earlier, so that like walk-up area. It's called the Turf Club Bar and Grill. I think I've heard good things, but it looks like it kind of has a pull-up on it, so I don't know how you even get back there. I didn't really see a cut through, and that's probably one of the reasons I missed it. Well, we made it over here to Congress Park. This is, again, just one of the other towers here. Unlike some of the other resorts we've done, this isn't really going to be like, there's not like a lobby area in each of these. It seems like it is just outdoor walking too. So if you're on a higher floor, you're just going to need to walk up some stairs outside. That can be bothersome sometimes. Obviously, there's elevators, just depending on weather situations. Like if it's really pouring out, it kind of sucks. But I still think, you know, at least it's covered. So as long as you can get here pretty quick, you should be fine. As we're walking past this first tower that we just walked to in Congress Park here, you get the real idea of how really close to Disney Springs we are. As you can see, literally everything just across the lake here. I do think this is a fantastic view. So if you actually get one of these rooms that kind of look out into Disney Springs, you know, this is quite the view. I mean, depending on what you want your view to be, but I think this is really cool to be able to see the back side of all the buildings. It's all super well themed, especially the industrial district here. It just looks fantastic over the water. You can see the balloons going up right now. And then even one of our boats that's going to take you from both this resort, you can also head up to Port Orleans, because that's also along the group here. You even see people riding the boat out here, you know, the ones you can take over at Boathouse that's just right across the lake, right there with that lighthouse. On our left here, we're going to be coming to a kids play area and our first pool outside the main one. So we'll check out the pool real quick. I'm not going to show too much of the kids area, just a basic playground if you want to see there, but I see kids playing on it, so I don't want to film close. Just like a lot of these kind of in-between areas, this is going to be a much smaller pool situation. They do have some grills out here. I'm sure you can request utensils if you're wanting to grill one night, or some burgers, hot dogs, anything like that. And this is going to be, again, a relaxation pool. There isn't really much else to it. It's not going to have any food options or anything. It does have a couple little water features, as you can kind of see in the pool. It is just going to have a bathroom on that back side with some towels. But again, nothing really grand. This is probably one mainly more aimed at you just got back from the parks and you're not necessarily wanting to get like excited by going down slides or anything. You just want to relax in a pool because you've been sweating in 110-degree heat all day. But overall, it's a little nice area. Has a little grass area if there's just somebody just wants to hang out in the grass area and it's nice out. But that's not usually in Florida, but sometimes it is. That does about for the Congress Park area. Very nice views of Disney Springs. I think this pool's view of Disney Springs is super nice. You can see the balloon above. So I just think the view area here is one of the main reasons you stay here. And like I mentioned with that map earlier, luckily this resort has bus stops seemingly at every single one of these like kind of small areas. Fantastic for anybody staying here, because it just really sucks to have to walk all the way to the main part of the resort to catch a bus to any of the parks in the morning. So if you're staying like literally right behind me, you just gotta barely walk out of the resort, and here's the bus stop right here. Buses will take you to all the parks. Well, not too far of a walk from our last area. You can see a nice lake area here with some very nice views if you're facing towards it. We're actually entering the first part of the resort called the Paddock. It's just, again, just another part of the resort. It's going to look very identical to the rest of the resort. It's just there's different names for each area to help you keep track of where you're staying. One thing I forgot to mention when we were over in Congress Way, if you just walk a little bit down from that pool area, you can just walk to Disney Springs. There's also a boat dock there if you're trying to get back to one of these rooms and you're just happen to be down there. And then also there's also a walkway from the backside of that restaurant that I was showing you on the map earlier, and over by like the tennis courts in the main area. There's a walkway that also goes to Disney Springs down that way. So if you're kind of staying in those two areas or you're close to one of those areas, you can take a walkway instead of having to take the boat if you desire to just take the walk over there. So as we're heading along the paddock area, we're just, again, passing more generic kind of hotel rooms. Again, these are going to be nicer than generic hotel rooms, but I'm just, you know, your normal resort kind of tower situation here. We're almost down to the pool here, and there is actually a walkway that connects kind of the middle section. That is, these are the rooms next to the middle that connects right down here, closer to the pool. Well, I'll say immediately, I did not expect this pool to be this big. It's huge. This looks like a main pool at some of the resorts. So right up here to the side, again, I'm not going to try to film it too much. You can see we have a small kids water play area with a slide and just a little bucket on top. Meant for the little ones, but I think that's always great to have something. Oh, I just missed the bucket, dang it. Well, it's good to have always something like that in one of these resorts because it just helps families have more fun, and I think that's always good. But we have a actually full-size slide here that comes out of a water tower. That's really cool. Again, this is my first time I've ever really walked this resort. I've seen pictures, but never really done a full walk. And it is mostly an outdoor slide, it looks like. You can kind of see in the middle there, it lets up. And it comes just straight out of that water tower up there. Over here, we do have the paddock grill. Again, I'm not going to try to film the pool too much because there's a lot of people here today. So there's going to be the grill, and then there's also a restroom. That's going to be kind of normal for all the pool areas to have a bathroom. But it is nice that some of these side areas do have restaurants. You don't see that at even some of the higher end resorts. You don't see like multiple different like little dining locations at the side pool. So that's really nice to see. Well, then on the back side of this pool, just kind of like the pool in the main area, our bus stop for this section is going to be just here, directly behind the paddock grill. So if you're staying in this area, and like the paddock area, you're going to come to the pool to catch your bus to the parks. So we've come to the end of the paddock. That's this building here. We're actually entering the carousel area here. I just wanted to quickly mention that both for this building of the carousel and this ending area of the paddock, this is probably the closest bus stop. So you're standing right on the end of the paddock on the most left. Your bus stop is literally right across the street here. Another little nice bus stop with some drinks, and then obviously our board that's going to tell you when buses are going to be coming and leaving. All right, so this is the carousel area. That's just, again, its name. Judging by what I'm just seeing, this is kind of one of the areas with some of the smaller rooms. This is not going to have a dedicated pool. You're not far from the paddock's pool, and that's a really nice pool, so it's not a big walk. That's just something to remember if you end up getting a room over here. No like pool just for you over here. And you know, that could be a make or break for some people. It just kind of depends on if you're ever going to go to the pool or how often you go to the pool. If you go to the pool like once, it's not a big deal. But we're just kind of walking along this area. I do kind of see a centerpiece here we'll look at real quick, but then we're actually going to be heading to our last couple parts of this resort. Well, here in the middle of both the buildings for the carousel, they do have a barbecue pit area with just some nice decorations and trash cans and stuff. I will say, I always am like, is like 2 benches really enough? I know there's only 2 grills, but the likelihood of a big family coming out here and grilling, and another one I'm trying to use it too, it's just really high. I wish they would just build more benches with a lot of those grills areas. And here's our last building here at the carousel. And then we actually have a very long walk along a lot of the golf kind of areas over to our last part of the resort. So definitely if you're looking for a pool, head back towards the paddock. So as you're walking along our pathway here to get our last little part of the resort, you can actually see the main building all the way in the distance there. And you can see the gigantic golf course area here. So obviously, giant golf course here. Another reason you can stay here is if you really like golfing, this is going to be a big deal for you, this resort, because it's one of the only golf courses on property. Well, we made it past our very long walk. Would not suggest doing that walk over here. Here is our bus stop for the grandstand. That is our last main kind of resort area here. Another just, again, major bus stop. You're gonna be dropped off here. This is one of the closer to the middle. I think this is the closest to the middle other than the middle resort area. It's a pretty big room, looks like here. And then we're also gonna have one more pool and I believe another poolside dining location at this one. So we'll go check it out. So in the in-between area here, more towards the side of the main entrance, because this one's kind of in a almost circle format. Obviously it's not actually a circle, but kind of does that. So this is our walkway back to the main entrance there. And this is gonna be our pool. Again, another grill area here. Again, I don't think enough benches, but you know, it happens. And then we come to our last pool that does have, again, a little greenery area that seems like normally it would have some water features here under this little horse racing things, but it says that it's currently closed. So normally this is gonna be like a splash pad with some water guns that the kids can play with. We'll walk around the side to get a better view of both the pool and the little bar side restaurant here. Well, here's our last pool here. It's gonna have some water features just like one of the other ones we saw earlier. It's overall a pretty nice pool. Just again, small one with some water features if you like that. And then we also do have the backstretch bar over here in the corner with the restroom. This is gonna have, again, poolside treats. They have pretzels and stuff back there, and obviously it's a full bar. So if you wanna get any drinks by the pool, that's gonna be your stop. Well, that does it for the main resort area. I'm gonna try to get over to the Tree Villas here. Another long walk, it seems. I would say I think you can take some buses and stuff in between if you wanna head to all the way other side of the resort. If you don't wanna walk, obviously not a normal person is gonna walk the whole resort in like 2 hours, but you know, I'm not a normal person. So we're gonna go back there by those Tree Villas. Well, if you're wanting to stay at this resort, you like the amenities, but you're looking for a different feel, back here is the Treehouse Villas. This is a definitely majorly different feel from what we have experienced so far. Much more Florida swampy in the woods kind of feel. I will say I think these are significantly more expensive, so as you can see they're massive. But if you're looking for a different kind of feel and you want to still stay here, this could be a great one for a big family. They've got their own grills and outdoor seating areas, and they look massive. I mean, I don't know how well you can see how big they are on camera, but they are quite the large treehouse villas back here. And obviously you're so separated from everyone else. You're not gonna have as much amenities back here. Obviously you're not gonna have a restaurant real close or anything like that. But again, if you're looking to kind of get away, then this is a good stop. Here's just a little bus stop. They're gonna have a lot of these smaller bus stops here. And again, so you can get reference to where we are. Here's the map. Here's the main lobby area. This is the resort we were just at. And here is where we are right now. Again, you're not gonna have a pool or anything back here. This is purely kind of for staying. Obviously you can take these buses up to the front. That will be really nice, but again, you're gonna be very secluded back here. One thing I do think is weird that I thought I would just quickly mention, there's not really walkways back here. There is back to the individual rooms, and obviously these are meant to kind of park back here. Much more of like a woodsy feel definitely back here, almost like a national park. But there's not really walkways. So if you're trying to get to the boat or you're trying to get to the main lobby just by walking, you just kind of have to walk along the road. Obviously not a whole lot of traffic happening back here, but just thought I would mention that as we're going to wrap up our day here. Well, didn't think I'd be wrapping up here out in the woods, but I think I'm gonna take the boat back to Springs because a lot easier to get out of here with that. But again, this resort I think is very nice. Again, it's a DVC resort. You're gonna have a little bit of a higher end feeling. Obviously that means the rooms are gonna be pretty expensive here. Obviously it's gonna vary. I'm gonna be showing rooms obviously right now. So if you're wanting to see kind of different room feels and different things going on in this resort, definitely go check out Disney's website. You're gonna find rates, you know, all over the place depending on the time of year. But again, I think this is a worthwhile resort if you're wanting to stay close to Disney Springs, if you want some nice amenities, or if you're wanting a really big room for a family. This is a fantastic choice. So thanks for watching. I hope this video brought a little more joy into you today and you learned something new about this resort. And we'll see you guys next time.